most of you know me, but I am Yoga Raghavaraju, the product director for Digital Commons. I have been with Digital Commons for the past 2 years, and I'm based in Atlanta, Georgia. And I spoke to most of you yesterday, and we were able to do some fun exercises. But today, what I'm going to talk to you about is show you how the IR has evolved in the past 18 months, and give you a sneak peek of what's coming up next. So with that being said, let's move on to the next slide here. So the key goal or the mission of Digital Commons is really helping institutions become a global leader in open access. And I know our community is really very passionate about research being freely available so that we can fuel innovation, drive a positive change in the society. So I'd like to share a quick personal story here. So my high school daughter, she's a passionate policy debater, and she spends hours on the internet looking for quality information to support her debate arguments. And the types of topics that she's looking at range anywhere from what are the impacts of fast fashion on the environment, or what are the implications of new plant breed technology, and can that really end food scarcity? So basically, she spends a ton of time on the internet searching for evidence to support her debate arguments. And where does she find some of her best research? Any guesses? Digital Commons. So she and her teammates cite the articles so that they're able to support their debate arguments. And she has won a few awards also. Now, I'm not saying all of this is because of Digital Commons, right? But it's the free access to quality and important research that's really making her, helping her making an impact. That's the power of open access. It is not just for researchers, but for anybody looking for quality information to help make a difference. And the reason why I'm sharing this story is because all of this DC community should be really proud that you are shaping the future where knowledge is freely accessible and impactful for all. All right, with that, I'll just give a quick overview of Digital Commons. I know most of you have been with Digital Commons for so long, but for any of the newcomers, Digital Commons is really the global access platform where it allows you to, open access platform, where it allows you to showcase and promote full spectrum of institutional outputs. So it's not just ETDs or faculty publications, but any special archives that you want to showcase, multimedia files, data sets, periodicals, images, you name it. We are able to host and promote all of your institutional content, obviously to help raise your reputation. You've heard Theo speak this morning. He always says reputation is the currency of academia. So to help you, with your reputation, we are able to host everything, and we are able to help, you share your unique story using Digital Commons platform. And some of the other things Digital Commons is good at is industry-leading SEO, although, Saad has mentioned, what is SEO and how is it changing? So that's a different concept, but, we are evolving with the evolving trends, and we are also very aligned with the OAI PMH frameworks where you are able to disseminate the information effectively. And the impact dashboards that you all love, with this, you are able to see where your information is accessed and downloaded and where in the world, right? It's a global, it's a global community, and you can see your research being accessed, globally. And Digital Commons Network, and this is where we showcase all of the content that's hosted on the platform, not just your IR, but all of the 600 plus institutions. As long as they have at least one full text file, all of them are part of Digital Commons Network. And it's a really cool site. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but it also showcases, based on a discipline, who are the top authors on this topic, who are the top institutions that are, contributing to this topic. So it's a really cool place where you can go and see, and there is also some, benchmarking opportunity there. And unlimited storage. You can store, all your data on Digital Commons. There are really no barriers. And then branding as well. We work very closely with our design team. Works very closely so that you are able to, change the look and feel, or really give your input on how your IR needs to look like, the colors, the fonts, the images, you name it. So that was a quick overview, and then also the workflows, right? We support all the publishing workflows, the conference workflows, if you want to list the conference, and ETD approval process as well. So that's a quick overview of the digital commons. Actually, there's one more, digital exhibits. This is where if you want to tell your unique story in an engaging way, digital commons definitely helps you with that as well. So now let's look at our product journey. So keeping our user and community needs is at the heart of our development. And we want to really, listen to you, innovate with you, as well as iterate with you. So user-centered design is really a core principle. And we do that because we want you to shape shape the product, definitely, but also to give you that sense of ownership, because we want to be relevant, right? We want our product to be relevant and keep meeting your needs. So there are a number of ways, definitely we listen and take your feedback. Yesterday was one of the examples where we do workshops, with user groups and ask you, what are your priorities? What are your concerns? What are your top things on your mind? So we are able to, influence our roadmap based on that feedback. But Google Groups too, right? You use the Google Groups community to share your concerns or ask a question, and we are actively tuning into that channel to see what are your concerns, right? So that we are able to either put those items, on our backlogs to work on, or sometimes if they are low-hanging fruit, we definitely want to, make those improvements as soon as possible. So we definitely use that as a channel. And we also have the annual planning call. Ellie mentioned this, and our consultants, every year, they kind of have this meeting. If you're not signing up for that already, definitely look at it, look into that, and talk to your consultant. So this is a place where the consultants, would like to know about your new projects or your pain points or what's on top of your mind for you, as well as they also share, what's coming up on the roadmap as well. So, and then we have the Net Promoter Score surveys. So no matter what the means, right? We love to stay in touch with you, and the focus is twofold, right? We want to continue to deliver what you love, right? And then also listen to your feedback and make improvements. So touching on the topic of, we are really committed to delivering what works for you. For example, I know you guys all love the customer support that the consultants provide. So we want to continue doing that. We don't want to cut any corners there. So that's always available to you and will be available to you. And then providing you with a reliable and a trusted infrastructure. I know this is non-negotiable. As a SaaS provider, we have to do it. But then I just wanted to highlight how much hard work goes behind the scenes to make sure we are always providing you with a reliable service. And then staying ahead of the curve. I think we have to kind of credit you for this, because it's your ideas and your input really helped us stay ahead of the curve. If you think about some of the features such as native streaming, and high-definition native streaming, right, is one example where not many institutional repository products do that, right? It seems common sense that they need to have it, but that's one example. And multimedia storytelling, it was really all of your input that really made, the DC, stay ahead of the curve when compared to other products. And then, us listening to you has really helped us there. And then it spoke about the unlimited branding and customization. I don't know, most of you probably know this, but every year we have a free site redesign. So if you wanted to change your branding, change your colors, or change the look and feel of your entire site, you're free to, again, talk to your consultant. They'll put in touch with the design team, and then you are able to renovate. Now, I know it's not easy to renovate every year, but I'm saying the option is there if whenever you choose to rebrand your site. So definitely want to do what you love. We'll keep doing this. And then now listening to your feedback part, right? So recently, we keep looking at the feedback. One of the feedbacks, we received recently was that that the perception was that we were not really focusing on building on the core platform, and we're focused on building on the adjacent modules, right? And we can see why that's the perception. We totally see that. But behind the scenes, we are working on some long-term projects. One clear example of that is Pure and DC integration. That was a long and a complex one. And accessibility is another one, because accessibility is not one and done. It's a journey, so we have been working on that. And the dashboards that you all love actually was on a tech stack that was going end of life. So the team completely regutted that, completely built it on a modern tech stack. So sometimes it feels like, we may not be focusing on the features that are visible on the front end, but we are definitely doing a lot of work in the back end just to make sure we're giving you a robust and a solid product so that we can then build on the features that are like very much visible to you. And then at the end, when I show the roadmap, you'll see that, we are really listening to you and then have those things on our roadmap. So these are some of the key enhancements we've been working on the past year or so. And the top right corner is the roadmap I presented last year, October, at the conference. So all of those roadmap items we have successfully completed. And some of them, like accessibility improvements, secure downloads, and infrastructure upgrades, obviously there is no end to them. It's a continuous maintenance and a continuous improvement, so we'll keep working on that. But one thing I wanted to highlight was that we are proud to say that now we are ISO certified. So we are both certified with 27001 and 27701, so we are certified there. This really underscores our commitment to how seriously we take data security and privacy. And Elsevier really takes all of that very seriously, and we are proud to have accomplished this. So what this means for users, researchers, and faculty members is more trust, data integrity, and meeting global compliance standards. And for institutions, it's about you're proactively doing your risk management and data governance. So now getting into each of these improvements. So accessibility, we have done a ton of work in 2024 on accessibility. Most of our accessibility improvements were about the submission form, on the submission form. We focused on things like the labels for each of the fields, the instructions for each of the fields, the contrast, and then the heading levels, for the screen reader to accurately read it, level 1, level 2, level 3. So we focused on all of them. And slightly towards the right, you can see that our current VPAT, which we did, by the way, shows that we are now actually supporting all of those after the work we have done in 2024. And then another set of enhancements, like outside of the submission form, we also did some general updates, error messages, contrast, especially cookie banner and all of that. And you can also see that we now actually, the VPAT actually showed we support those accessibility features now. Now, speaking about the new VPAT, so just a few weeks ago, we did a new VPAT on it. And this time, what was unique about the VPAT is we also included the admin pages in it. And based on that, we have found a few gaps. And those gaps now become our new roadmap. So if ever you have any questions on what we are doing on accessibility, and by the way, accessibility has its own roadmap separate from the all the product roadmap. Please, feel free to reach out to us, and especially Krista is the one that's, really making sure she's driving this roadmap forward. So she's right there, and you can ask her any questions about accessibility. That's the accessibility, and then Pure and DC integration, right? So I said this was a long and a complex one, and we are really proud to see what we have accomplished. So the key features here are the data that is in Pure, like there's a lot of data overlap between both the systems. So if a customer were to have both of these products or thinking about having the other product, so the data that is in Pure now automatically on a nightly basis moves into DC. And what kind of data? It's both the metadata as well as the files. And when I say files, it's both primary files and supplementary files. So we are able to move all of the data on a nightly basis into DC. And it supports all content types, like whether it's data sets and theses or conference articles or journals, like all of the information will come into DC. And what we do is we support editions. So any data that's entered in Pure will be moved to DC. Any revisions, meaning any changes occurring to metadata or the files, will also be synced with DC as well. And any data that's deleted in Pure will also be deleted in DC. So essentially keeping it in sync on a nightly basis. And when the data actually gets deposited in DC, we also send the URL of the metadata page or the record page back to Pure so that users who are browsing Pure portal, they can have a link, and that that links to Digital Commons. So the metadata page of that content in Digital Commons. So there is definitely a lot to talk about here, but we are super excited. So right now, our pilot customer is live, and then this year will be in beta. So we'd like to onboard, one or two of our customers. They're really interested in using this integration, but next year we'll be opening it up for more customers, more institutions that are interested in this. The next one is Journals API. This is something, again, an enhancement that we did behind the scenes to extract all the data from the IR. So you can see all of those beautiful modern journals that Promita built. And I know she has several updates to share with you, later today. And then, some of the other enhancements we worked on are secure downloads. I know this has been a sore point or a pain point. We've been seeing a lot of concerns on the Google groups. So if you haven't, we continue to, monitor this. We continue to refine our algorithms to make sure we are sending in, make sure, our download count is as accurate as possible. And recently there was a pilot, test that we rolled out, and some of you have actually been part of it. So if others want to sign up, please sign up for it. And basically that pilot is looking at bots in Singapore, Brazil, and Finland, which have been causing those spikes. So if you want to subscribe to that pilot, please do that. And again, talk to your consultant on this. They'll give you more information or help you get signed up for this pilot program. And then IRIS, it's Institutional Repository Usage Statistics. This was earlier very popular in the UK, but it's slowly gaining popularity in the US as well. This is where, along with you exposing your metadata to that service, you're also able to send the download statistics to them. So what they do is they collect all the download statistics across all of the IRs, and then they're able to provide you with some comparison and benchmark statistics. So like I said, it's really big in the UK and now picking up traction in US. So if you're interested, we have that available if you want to sign up for IRIS. And it also gives you a nice widget on your record page where you can actually see the download count from the IRIS as well. And security upgrades, like I said, it's an ongoing thing. We keep doing everything possible to make sure you get a reliable service. So what's coming next, right? These are some of the things we are actively exploring. And some of you, most of you attended the workshop yesterday. You already know what we are working on. So definitely more accessibility updates. Again, Krista, you can go ahead and talk to her. More accessibility upgrades. And yesterday in the workshop, you voted on content inventory reporting too, what you'd like to see enhanced. So that's something we're actively exploring. And AI extracted or generated metadata, you guys voted on it as well yesterday. And that's something that, Krista and team are actively exploring. They're super excited about this because this is about, you have a PDF and then how do you extract the information from it and automatically populate all the metadata fields. And we know how tedious all of that is and how much time consuming that is. So we're really excited about this. And Krista told me yesterday that when she spoke to the tech team about this, they were super psyched to work on this as well. So you'll hear more on it from us. Accessibility checker, or should I call it fixer? Because many people said accessibility fixer. This is about making sure the content is accessible right at the time you input that into the system. Garbage in, right? So we need to make sure at the point of entry, we're actually making sure the data is accessible. And obviously, we also want to talk about, we also are thinking about how would we retroactively fix the PDFs that are already in the system? So that'll come next as well. And some of the other things, Shibboleth, I'm looking at Uday here. Yeah, Shibboleth and ORCID integrations, those are also some of the things that we are actively exploring. So all in all, we love listening to you. We love your feedback. We really want you to shape the future of the IR. We really want to keep it relevant with you. And we look forward to this continued partnership. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much.